What's up guys, VitalSyntax here. I've been playing the hardcore preset for Battlefield 3 a bit lately and having quite a bit of fun with it, so I thought I'd make a video talking about the differences between the normal preset and the hardcore preset for Battlefield 3. I will touch on, the actual server settings like decreased health or no 3D spotting, but I'm also going to talk about some of the other differences just to the way that players approach the preset, the kit balance, weapon balance, and a couple other gameplay elements. So let's first go over some of these server settings and the changes that are a little bit more obvious about this game mode. Probably the most notable change is the decrease in health. So you no longer have 100 points of health, instead you only have 60. And that slows the game down a bit, but not in a bad way. I actually think it's in a good way. And instead of people just running around the map like crazy, they are a little bit more tactical. They move cover to cover, they move a little bit more slowly, and they kind of stay in groups a little bit more, stay in squads, and kind of try to play together a bit more. This decrease in health makes the bolt-action sniper rifles a one-hit kill. Unless you're at extreme long ranges, then you'll still have to get a headshot or shoot them twice. And this kind of gives a buff, I think, in some ways to the recon class, because you no longer have to be quite as accurate. You don't always have to get a headshot. And the recon class, in my opinion, in the normal game preset is in some ways underpowered. But I feel like in the hardcore game mode, it's a very viable option, and it's definitely going to get you a lot of kills from longer ranges. I think 60 points of health is kind of a perfect amount for a hardcore game mode. If you have anything higher than that, then it feels too much like the normal game mode and there's not enough distinguishing the hardcore from the normal. And if you have anything lower than that, then you just kill people too quickly, and it can kind of be frustrating when you don't even have a chance to shoot back. Not only does this decrease in health make the recon class a little bit more viable of an option, I think it also makes the support class and the engineer class a little bit more viable for infantry combat, because I feel like in the normal preset, the assault class is just the be-all end-all for infantry combat. Now I know that's what it's designed to be, but it does in some cases feel a little bit overpowered if you're playing on an infantry-focused map where everybody's just using the assault kit, whereas in hardcore it feels like you can be a little bit more versatile and use any of the other kits at your disposal. Because when you have a decreased amount of health, that means that there's a decreased amount of damage that you have to kill somebody with, and it kind of bridges the gap between guns that are very powerful that do a really high amount of damage, something like the AEK, and it kind of bridges the gap between that and a lower firing, more accurate assault rifle or even a light machine gun or carbine. And for me, it just kind of gives me the opportunity to try a bunch of weapons that you can't really try in normal game mode or the normal game variant, just because you'll be at a huge disadvantage to somebody that's running around with an AEK or an M16 or something like that. The next big change also has to do with health, and it's the lack of health regeneration, which I know is something that a lot of people wanted to see in Battlefield 3, so it is available in the game, but it's only in the hardcore preset. So essentially, whenever you take damage, your health does not automatically regenerate. That doesn't mean that it can't regenerate. If you stand near a health pack that either you or a buddy dropped near you, you can still help regenerate your health, but you won't just do it automatically. So unless you have a medic nearby or in your squad, or you're playing as a medic yourself, then you're going to be in a tight situation. You'll also notice that there's no health counter in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, so you don't know how much health you have at any given time. You kind of have to base it off of how many times you've been hit, how much blood or how much blurriness or lack of color you can see on your screen. So this lack of health regeneration gives the assault kit's medic pack a much larger role, and I see a lot less people running around with the M320, which replaces the med pack, and it also kind of has to make teams work together. You have to request health whenever you need it if you're not playing as the medic class yourself, or run with a couple of buddies in a squad and call out to each other whenever you're damaged, because you can't just heal up by yourself. You got to have somebody else help you out. Now, health regeneration is in some ways similar to vehicle regeneration. In Battlefield 3, at least in the normal preset, if you're in a vehicle and you take damage, as long as it's not disabled, then your vehicle will automatically regenerate that health without having to have an engineer repair it with a repair tool. Well, that's not the case in the hardcore preset. You actually have to have some type of engineer, either you or your buddies, use a repair tool to repair a tank or any other type of vehicle if you want to increase the health of that vehicle. So in some ways, I think this promotes teamwork a little bit more, because you can't just lone wolf it with a tank or a helicopter or any other type of vehicle. You really need to have somebody else helping you out, repairing your vehicle. Even if you are playing as an engineer yourself, you're gonna have to jump out of the vehicle and have it, exposed to enemy C4, rockets, or other vehicles while you're repairing it instead of having a teammate help you out. So I think once again, in some ways, that kind of promotes teamwork in this hardcore game preset. There's also a few changes to the heads-up display. Like I said earlier, there's no health meter. You don't know exactly how much health you have at any given time. There's also no three-dimensional spotting, so you can't see the little red Doritos over enemies when they're spotted, although you can see them on the mini-map. Now, I think this is a really nice change because I personally do not like the Doritos. I think they're kind of annoying, kind of cheap, and kind of noobish, and I like having it just on the mini-map, so that's a welcome change in my book. So overall, for me, I think the hardcore preset is an awesome change of pace. I'm one of those people that really just played the normal game mode up until recently, so it's a really nice change of pace, and if you're like me and you haven't tried this game out too much, definitely go check it out because it'll be kind of a new experience for you, maybe give you a little bit more life into your Battlefield 3 experience. It also kind of allows you to use more weapons, more versatile, a couple more viable. Same with the classes, you don't always have to run the assault class and infantry based maps and things like that. So overall, I'm really enjoying this. I'll probably try to make some more videos about hardcore, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.